Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Bosch WAT286HOGB washing machine. Now what I want to do today is just to go through some of the features and benefits that it offers, because compared to most washing machines it actually has a lot of features that are very useful in the market. So I've got it plugged in and ready to go, so let's have a look. So the layout of the machine is fairly standard, that you've got the suck drawer on the left, control dial and the programs in the middle, and then the display on the right. First of all, I'll switch it on just to show you it has a really nice clear display on here. I will cover that a little bit more in a moment, but what I want to do first is to cover this little symbol here called IDOS. So it's Intelligent Dosing System, and really the whole idea is that people nowadays put too much liquid in to each wash, because most manufacturers with the washing machines, and especially as you get up to this level of washer, they use very little water, and that in turn means that you need a lot less liquid or softener to go in the machine each time. So what Bosch have done is they've come up with this system, and I'll just try and move the camera to show you. And the whole concept of this is you've got two little compartments in here. So you've got one side for the softener, where you can get half a litre in there, and then one side for your general liquid, and you can get 1.3 litres in that side. And what you do when you first get the machine is you would fill those up with those quantities, and then for each wash you don't have to worry about putting anything in. Because these machines are very intelligent, and as you go through the wash it knows how much liquid and softener it will need, then it will just take that using the auto dosing system. So it's quite difficult to explain, but it is a fantastic system, and over the long term it can save you a fortune, because to use liquid and softener nowadays, especially good quality ones, which we do recommend, can be fairly expensive. But if you have got a machine that does all the thinking for you, because I know it is tempting, you've got a full load in there that's quite dirty, you think, okay, I'll just pour a bit more in, and we're all guilty of that. But rather than us having to worry about it, then it will think about it for us. And with this, just while I've got the drawer open, you can take the drawer out. So you've got a little flap on the left hand side here, just press that down and the drawer will come out. So just to show you that, all of this can come out, so if you just want to clean it, then it can all come apart to clean it properly, and then to slot back in, it just slots back in like that, so it's very easy. So what I'll do now is I'll cover some of the display features. So as we work left to right, first of all you've got the different temperature selector. So this is a really nice touch screen, and on this machine you can go 90, 60, 40, 30 degrees, 20 degrees, and then cold if you really want to. And also the spin speed on this particular model is a maximum of 1400 spin. So at the moment that's selected, but you can go 1200, 800, 600, and then 400 at the end. And in the middle here you have got the IDOS settings. So you've got the two settings, one is for the main liquid, and you've also got the softener as well. And what you can do, really depending on how dirty the washing is, what you can do is you can increase or decrease. So if it was only a light load, then you can keep it on the number one, or if the washing that you're doing, if you're doing a whole load of rugby kits for example, then you might want to put it on number 3 because it's a very dirty wash. And this is really the softness that you want. So again, it's from levels 1 to 3. So this is quite a useful feature. But what you can do, as you can see here, you can actually turn these off. So if you wanted to manually put in some liquid, then you can just turn those off and it won't dose anything from the drawer. But it sort of defeats the object of having this machine if you're doing that. So other options on here along the bottom, you've got the pre-wash, and as you can see that just adds around 20 minutes to the program. You've got other options like the easy iron, so that's a lower agitation spin. As you can see, it's reduced it down to 800. The other options, this one here, and I will cover this in a moment, is the remote start. So this is where you can actually link up the machine through the Wi-Fi, and it's using the Home Connect option, but I will cover that in a moment once I've finished all of this. First of all, you've got the key lock. So you've got the this option here, which is very useful, especially if you've got children with little fingers that like to come around and play with the machine. Then what you can do is you can actually press and hold that for 3 seconds, and that will actually lock the display. So you can hear you can't change any options there. And if you are trying to unlock it, then all you do is you keep your finger on there for 3 seconds, and then it has released it. 2 of these, you've got the speed and eco, and these are very, very useful. What you'll find is a standard program, so on the Cottons will take around 2 hours 41 minutes, and that does adjust to the load size and the amount of water that's required, so that can reduce or possibly increase depending on how dirty the washing is. But what you can find is if you're in a hurry, then you can press this, which is the speed option, and what that does is that will reduce the load down to around an hour. It does vary a little bit, but as you can see on here, it does show you that it's around a 5 kilogram load that you can put in the machine. And also you've got the eco option. Now what you'll find is that you can do a full 9 kilogram load for this, and it will take around 4 to 4.5 hours, so it is quite a long program. But what you need to do is you need to decide what the priority is. Is it the speed of the wash, or do you want the economy? So do you want it to use very little electricity? If that's the case, then I'd select the eco, especially if you're using it on a time delay overnight. Then select that option, and that leads me into showing you this function here. And what this will do, this is giving you a guide as to how efficient each wash is. So it will show you for the water and the electricity, and it's on a scale of 1 to 5. So if you get down to 1, then it means it's very energy efficient and it's using very little water and electricity. If it goes up to 5, then it means it's not that energy efficient as it could be. So if we take the eco off and if we select speed, then clearly it goes up from 2 up to number 4, so that's using more water and electricity. And if we take the eco option on again, then it's reduced it. So it doesn't tell you exactly what it's costing, but I just think it's a really good indicator, because a lot of people turn the dial and they don't really know how efficient or effective some of these programs are. So it's just giving you a rough guide as to how efficient the machine can be. So just the last couple of options. First of all, you've got the time delay on here. So what you can do is you can increase the time before you want it to start. So you just press that and it goes up in half-an-hour increments, which is really good, because most of the times it's just in 1 hour increments. And then once you've done that, then you've got the start and the pause option. So when you're ready to go, just press the button. But really what I want to do is to show you around the control dial, just briefly, at some of the programs. So you've got the Cotton program, which is the one I've been working on here. The Cotton's Eco. So what you'll find is that the whole premise of the Cotton's Eco option is it's a very energy efficient program. As you can see there, it's 4.5 hours. So you've got the Easy Care, that's around 2 hours, but that is a reduced load of 4 kilograms. As I say, I won't cover all of the programs, but you've got things like the mix load. I'll cover this one in a moment. You have got the rinse and spin, so if you wanted to just say hand wash something and then just rinse it and spin it and drain, then you've got that option as well. Drum clean's a good idea. This we recommend to do probably once a month. What this will do is this will just basically send some water through the machine, and it is an hour program, so don't put any clothes in with it, but I'd recommend doing this just to keep all parts of the machine nice and clean. The super quick 15 or 30, so this is a really quick refresh program, and what you can do is you can basically do the program for either 15 or 30 minutes as it's saying on there. To reduce it down to 15 minutes you just press the speed button. As it shows there, it's not quite as energy efficient, but it is just for a very small load, a maximum of up to 2 kilograms. So the next bit to show you is to do with this, the Wi-Fi option, and this is basically linked to something called Home Connect that this machine has got built in, and I won't spend too much time on it because that's almost a video on its own, but if you have a look here, this little symbol, if you could go and download this, that's the Home Connect app, and basically what you can do, there are several features on here that you can do with the machine, things like remote start, and what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more usability with the machine over the time that's connected through the app, things like fault finding and quite a few other options. But really what I would recommend is if you have got this machine, then download the Home Connect app, and it just links through the Wi-Fi. So what I'll do is I'll show you the drum now, and as we open the door, first of all you can see there's quite a nice light in here. It just comes on nice and gently, and this is appearing in quite a few machines now, and it's just such a little feature, but what you'll find is it can be useful, especially when you get the sock right at the back that you couldn't see if it was dark, but by putting the LED light in there, then that can just make that easy. As you say, with this one it's the 9 kilogram load, so it's a nice big load for big families, and you've got a nice big porthole here to get the clothes in and out of. What you'll also notice is you have got metal hinges on the left hand side here, and also you've got a metal door catch here. So the Bosch are giving us nice strong parts, so things like this, on the whole, they very rarely break. And one other thing to show you is at the bottom here you have got the access to the pump. So what you normally do is you turn that anti-clockwise. This is just like what they call a coin trap, so you can get odd bits and bobs in here, and I recommend giving this a clean, because sometimes, especially if you use things like colour catchers or those type of products, then what you can find is they can actually catch in here, and what I'd recommend is perhaps once a month or even more often than that, just take this out. Clearly don't do it while the machine is going because you'll get water everywhere. Just take it out, give it a quick clean, and then screw it back in. Then you've got this is a pipe, and what this will do, if you lost all power, for example, if you had a power cut but you really needed to empty the machine, then you've got this little pipe here, and this can drain the water into a bowl or a tray or something at the bottom. Clearly, if it is full with water, it will take a while to empty through that, but it's much better than having to get the door open when you've got the water level up to there and getting water everywhere. So I'll just quickly show you around the back of the machine, and for most people it's not too relevant, but I'll just show you this. This is a water stop device, and basically what it does is if the machine detects a leak at all from the pipe, then it will actually provide an error message on the front, and it will stop the machine. And this is a really useful device. The only thing to bear in mind is in the installation of it. So if that's a standard pipe, and you've got the waste hose on the left hand side there, but if you are putting it through a hole in a side of a cabinet, you just need to make sure that you've got space for that as well. If you're thinking of purchasing one of these machines, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Bosch WAT286HOGB washing machine. Please give us a thumbs up on a YouTube video, leave any comments below, and click subscribe. Thanks for watching.